for Game 3 here of our first week of the SBL. Going right into draft here. So on the left blue side, we've got the team drafted by Muffin, the rookie-centric Muffin Men, versus on the red team, drafted by UTech himself, TD2, the U-Technicality.
You know,
and that
it's one of those things where now every team I draft is going to be some form of dank engine.
Well, if this team makes a run as far as Dank Engine did, I'm sure you'll be fairly satisfied with it. But holy crap, these bands went really fast, so gonna cut into them real fast. Muffin Men taking away Jin, Shen, and Thresh. U-Technicality taking away Aurelion Sol, Ilawi, and Twitch. Bands really all over the board here, but going to lead into a first pickup Echo for Muffin Men, presumably for Purple Pickle Pie in that top lane. Just something we saw him playing a bit towards the end of last season pretty effectively. And obviously a really strong pick in the current meta, and something I really like to see Purple Pickle Pie on. He's good at making plays. Echo makes plays.
Game's over. Pack it up, boys. Purple Pickle Pie with Echo. Just one.
Is that all it takes for Purple Pickle to win, really?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to you guys in the finals last season, then?
Just in Echo in general, I was talking about Echo's a really good champion.
So how do you feel about Salvo gets Jinx, but man, I can tell he is off of my draft masterminds because I would have never let him pick that first rotation.
Yep. I mean, you're really just asking to get bullied out of play and delay your build significantly.
Actually, I wanna throw everything out the window. I want to talk about Salvo versus Cammer. Cammer, the Diamonds player rookie, biggest wild card in the entire league this season, because if he can play at a decent level, obviously the Diamond players define their teams. This is Salvo coming in and saying, "Hey, hotshot, I'm the AD carry that runs this league. This is the champion I play, and if you want people to think that you're good at AD carry, you have to go through me first." Salvo doesn't care about anything else but that point.
Yep, I can see that.
Cammer, though, going to get the Ezreal, which I believe is one of his mains, if not his biggest main. And obviously an AD carry with a lot of outplay potential.
The thing is, though, both Ezreal and Jinx, they want to just farm the lane and get to at least mid game. They need to get at least 2 items to be effective. So I don't know if we're actually going to see a lot of fighting bot. I'm curious to see what they're going to pair with the Ezreal. There's still a lot of good defensive options up. Braum, Taric, Alistar is hovered right now. Any of those pair really well with Ezreal.
Yeah,
guys,
and
Jinx Bard though, that there is some potential for some kills there. I just don't see it happening.
There definitely are. I don't think this is going to be a game that gets decided in laning phase. This is way more going to be about. This is going to be about which AD can carry harder in team fights specifically. This is, to me, unless something crazy happens in laning phase, going to be about who has the better score at the end. And honestly, not a whole lot of the dive is not as bad as it could have been. Rek'Sai and Kennen going to be the 2 primary divers out of Muffin Men. And obviously, Kennen, especially once he gets going, is pretty brutal, but there are worse things Salvo could have been up against. Like Nocturne and Malphite.
Well, I mean, Echo, on top of that, if they are really all going for those 3 champions and leaving Ezreal, Karma in the backline to survive, which are actually very good champions just to survive on their own, I don't think Jinx really stands a chance. Also, look at his teammates, right? Malphite's going in, Nocturne's going in. and the Swain pickup or mid lane for Cruise Master. I really like Blue Side's. Blue Side is Muffin Men, right? Muffin Men, I like their team comp a lot more than the Red Side here.
I agree.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I really don't like Red Side's team as an answer to Blue Side's team. The one pick that really has thrown me off here is the Malphite. Who is Malphite
That's just pure
ulting?
comfort. That's just pure comfort. I mean, that's one of Coffee's go-to champions.
If you're gonna make him play pure comfort, just like grow a pair, let him get old enough to grow a little hair, pick Tryndamere.
The Echo versus Malphite matchup, in my mind, already sounds really bad.
It does. It sounds really bad.
Yeah.
Like that sounds like. And Purple Pickle Pie is a fucking beast in laning phase.
Mm-hmm.
I am so. I want Mr. Coffee to do well. I don't know if there's a player in this entire league I root for more than Mr. Coffee. But let me tell you, whenever I preface my description of anybody with something nice, that means I'm not about to say good things about the play. And this just screams not knowing the matchups to me. This screams the team not having a draft plan other than we're going to pick Malphite late, which is great. Like, if you're going to pick Malphite late, that's when you want to pick Malphite. But you kind of need to see some of the other picks in the draft, and it's not going to be a good lane, and it's also not going to be an ideal team play for Malphite. I really would want to see Coffee on something else in that top lane.
Yeah, and there was a Shen ban against him, and maybe that's something
That's been a
practicing.
big practice pick of his, yeah.
Yeah, and I think his champ pool this season is going to get stressed a lot. I mean, I feel like it has to, right? Against...
Yeah, the top lane pool has quietly improved a bit this season, I feel.
For players, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, for players.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got guys like Mad Cow up in top lane now. We've got Blaboor playing top lane. Like,
On the Wind,
I feel
Purple Pickle Pie, like these
On
are
the
really
Wind
good
has
players.
been improving for, 2 years straight. On the Wind's playing the best league of his career. Like, I don't think that top lane is going to be as much of a joke as it was in the last split when Purple and I kind of walked all over everybody.
Yeah, and even a split before that. I mean, top lane historically has always been a weak spot for the entire league, and basically a lane that was a coin toss a lot of the time. But yeah, not anymore. Yeah, you have some very seasoned veterans playing top lane now, and teleport is as important as it was last split. It's probably the most important summer spell ever in the game.
Oh yeah,
aside from
hands
Flash,
down.
but
That's why I almost went off on a 2-minute rant last game about a single teleport until it got matched by a worse one.
yeah, and the on how well you use teleports, not only as a player but as a team, and manage those cooldowns, it really can separate yourself from the rest of the pack. And Blue Side, they're bringing 2.
Yep. That's what I wanted to talk about. Let me tell you about that guy. His name's Mai Wang. He's not actually Asian, and he loves double teleport. And you should too. It's fantastic. Double teleport is how you bridge the gap between you and LCS teams, because they have to use that one teleport super efficiently, and you're not good enough to do that, so just bring a second one. So when you fuck up, the other one's there to cover your ass.
Yep, that's pretty much it. I mean, as Kennen, you really don't have a lot of bad laning phases, so I mean, you're not really just bringing teleport as the summoner to help you survive a laning phase, which is sometimes the case, but actually you don't see that a lot anymore. You really bring teleport when you can make an impact on the other side of the map, and Kennen can do that. Echo can do that. They can do it really well together, and I'd expected this team to maybe start diving Salvo and Respect down the bot lane early on. Maybe once they get their ultimates, I could see some very easy double kills into a dragon for Muffin Men.
Can we gush about how exciting this bot lane is going to be, though? Like, in terms of the amount of skill in this bot lane?
It's going to be good. I didn't touch this in the draft, but I don't know a lot about Hellwreck.
Hellwreck.
Yes.
Those are lowercase L's to look more badass. This guy is like Wang 2.0. He plays just as much. He actually met Wang in solo queue, and they added each other, and they duo sometimes. He used to be a manager for the Tribunal.
Back when the Tribunal existed?
Yeah.
Oh. That's, historic, and... yeah.
30 seconds
And,
Wow.
on the wind asking about keystones, I don't think there's a way to check that in game. Unfortunately, it's probably gonna be faster for you
Law
to
Nexus or
GG
something,
it
yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, or any of those sites, yeah.
Right,
Unfortunately.
Going over this invade here, both teams going to the opposing red, but if Dank commits to this, and both teams are going to recall in the exact same spots.
This
Do you
is so
think
cute.
Did
Oh
they
my
plan
God.
this ahead of time? Like, hey guys, wouldn't it be fun to fuck with the caches if we did this? Because that's what it looks like.
And, well, there is a small adaptation, though, and this might set Muffin Men apart, is they kept their top laner jungle. Here.
They look like this is gonna turn into a fight. Holy crap, are we gonna have a 2v2 at the first camp of the game?
Oh my god, we are. This is
Oh my
no!
god, they see each other and they break.
Wait, that's actually really bad now. That's...
Bout Milk is now so far behind.
Yeah, now he's solo, has to take a camp by himself with no leash. I mean, Purple's gonna get, a couple... He's gonna get 3 CS. A 3 CS lead here in experience, but Coffee took a camp, didn't he? He took the small one. So this is fine. This is wow. Now they gave it away too. Why do you think they moved out of the brush? They just thought they were double jungling on the other side of the map, or
They
can't
must have thought they were
explain.
starting another camp. I mean, they didn't know that they were doing that weird trade invade.
That's all. I guess it's true. You didn't expect at that point. Man, it's very interesting though. That is the most interesting level 1 I've seen probably ever in SBL.
Yeah, no, it is. I kind of wish that Muffin Men had actually tried to fight that because I think they would have had a better 2v2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt, easy. Okay, so pretty standard laning phases here. I don't know, there's really not much to talk about. Thermidor making a visit to mid lane very early on. He's level 3 only with red buff. My way, he's pushed up really
This is
far.
the dumb.
Respect with the bard stun into the wall there, followed up by the never move. And that's gonna be first blood going over to Cruise Master. I didn't even see bard moving out. That was huge.
Yeah, that was an awesome play. They knew that was probably the biggest mismatch on the map was that they had Cruise Master going solo against Mai Wang on one of his comfort picks. So they just double ganked him. And now Cruise Master has first blood, nice and early. And it's going to be really hard for Kennen to do much once he falls behind in that lane. That's going to really... Wayne could not have much potential for solo quits anymore, which is the best thing you technicality could have asked for.
Yeah, I agree. And that, I mean, the fact that he... I mean, there's a lot of stuff invested out of technicality, but...
But they
not get away
prepped it
with the
properly.
lightning rush and the flash on Kennen, that's...
Yeah, and they prepped it properly. They had bot lane pushed in a nice position for Respect to roam. They knew it would be early enough that there wouldn't be wards. Salvo didn't lose... He maybe lost 2 CS to that way because of when Respect left. I want to know who shot called that because no one on that team is smart enough to.
Respected. I guarantee that's respect. That is definitely something Respect would do. He's very vocal and very good at the laning phase and roaming around. He communicates a lot during the phase. I think it's in the later stages when it comes to like sort of big decision 5v5 scenarios. That's where I think he can flounder as a shot caller. But the thing is though, Cruz, yeah, he's got the first blood. What is he gonna do with that first blood money? He's still here in the lane, has a Endurance Ring, and has a couple biscuits still. I think he's probably just gonna wait out the Catalyst, or the Catalyst and Blasting Wand back, maybe? Or maybe Boots Catalyst.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options because Swain, I assume he's going to build a Roa. There's so many components you can go for on that. Catalyst would be ideal, but not the end of your world if you can't. And Salvo gets really lit there. But he is in a sustain lane, so he can afford to lose a few more trades than Camera can.
Yep, that's true. Stun goes on to Camera, but the Arcane just right after it's done, and the heal has to come out from Salvo to try to save Respect. Camera blasts in, tries to finish off Respect. I think it might have been a misclick there. Or he just wasn't in range for the auto because the auto went on to Salvo, I believe.
I think he was just trying to make a hashtag LCS big play, my man.
Yeah.
This bot lane might be a little more of a fiesta than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, totally. I think there's a lot of unexpected damage coming out of Hellwreck there on that Karma. Let's see what he has 22 AP, so I think he spec'd probably fairly offensively on the support Karma, which isn't uncommon, to say the least. It is very common for Karma support players to go Thunderlords and then heavy AP patience for runes. But oh yeah, and he's hitting them consistently too and through minion waves. That's really good.
But despite all of that, a summoner advantage for Salvo, and he is also out CSing.
Risquack's got the magical journey. He's coming in with Thermidor here. Thermidor's only level 5 though, and yeah, I don't think there's nothing to happen there. Salvo was just a little low there. Had to manage the mini wave.
And as we come back up to this top lane.
Melt flashes it, gets the knock up into Cruz. Cruz has the flash out from High Wang. He has the slicing Maelstrom channeled. Oh, wow, and Cruz Master picks up the kill on the 1v2.
Stands under the turret to tank one too many shots, acting like he's the TI-83, but those batteries expired halfway through that gank. He couldn't calculate a goddamn thing, and he dies for no reason. That was awful.
Yeah, that's disappointing to say the least. It was a really good thought there, and I thought initially it started off really well. They forced the flash out of Cruise Master, but I mean he was just too close to the tower. I think you just get the flash and call that a day. Come back within 5 minutes, man, and hope for the best. Because actually, flash timings would have worked out nicely where Wayne would have got his flash back before Cruise Master, but a little too hypey there on the pursuit.
In a game with like 8 Platinum Plus players, it's Cruise Master 2-0. But no, I do want to go back to this top lane real fast now. Purple Pickle Pie is already laying the hurt onto Mr. Coffee. He's up 17 CS. Coffee will pick up a few under his turret here, but that is a substantial lead early in this game.
Yeah.
And he's also at a pretty bad health disadvantage.
Yeah, he has no mana, so he's basically...
And he also has no teleport.
Yeah, oh man, he's just... Oh no! Purple Big Guy, he's going in!
And he gets the flash.
Yeah. I don't know, I think Purple might have traded his life there if he would have really went ham, but...
Yeah, he knows there's no reason to. He just forced it back. Coffee doesn't have a teleport, you know. Let him back, shove this to tower, make him lose a little bit. Don't lose your life. Coffee doesn't have a flash. That's such a valuable flash to be down.
Yep. Yeah, and you have Rek'Sai who can tunnel in from behind. They can really just tower dive if he's able to whittle down the health again of Malphite, which I think he surely will. He now has the Sheen. It's talking about Thermidor. He comes in with the Nocturnal. Snare's gonna come down to Hellrick, but no, he actually flashes out with the auto attack with the red buff's gonna finish him off. My Wang, now he rolled down to the river. He's gonna try to use Tendril to pick up the kills on the backside. Thermidor is very, very low, but he's gonna stay alive. He flashes out Purple, looking for his old teammate here, but he's not gonna get it. Has the timeline backwards. Pick up the kill on the Squeck in return though, but at the end of the day, a 1 for 2 in favor of Technicality.
Yeah, that was
TD2.
I think that was just a little late on the double teleports. Or they might have been able to actually win that fight. Muffin Men, that is. But still, we saw the power of that double TP there, because that was such an awesome setup of a play out of new Technicality, and then suddenly, bam, 2 teleports into the lane.
Yeah. Man, that was close, right? Thermidor was really playing with fire there, but I mean, I played with Thermidor last season. He's very good at doing that. He really knows the limits of the champions he plays, and he plays relatively squishy, high damage junglers, and that's probably the hardest thing to realize on those types of champions. But Coffee's gonna get stunned up by the parallel convergence, and Thermidor was there in case he wanted to stick around for a fight. It's gonna clear out that pink ward for purple, so now purple's playing in the dark here in that top lane. Oh, purple goes into ward. There's other things.
Silly purple.
I mean, you can just tell purple really. Oh, yeah, he got the ward off though. So now you can still play forward now. Try to whittle down Coffee again. Extend that CS lead.
Yeah. I mean, purple. The technicality wants purple to play forward. They should keep development up in that area because they're now at teleport disadvantage in the top lane. So they want that lane to be pushed so that Coffee doesn't have opportunities to make a play with his telly.
Yep.
Another big thing from that double CP play in the bot lane earlier, I was going to talk about this when the fight broke out. It was, even though they lost that fight, it did do a nice job to buy some time for the Cameron Howard bot lane because they were, at that point, they were Tear of the Goddess versus the Upsword, which is a pretty bad point for Azrael to be in. But that fight bought them some time that he's now got his Sheen, he's actually got some trading power, and he's actually starting to turn that into a CS advantage now that he kind of played out his power straw.
Yep. They have this big open window where those teleports are still down, so they can play as aggressively as they want. But the dive is happening. Develop Melt and Purple Pickle they're going for it, but Coffee with the two-man knockup on the Purple, he uses all to trade off aggro back to Develop Milk, and they're gonna pick up the kill onto Coffee on the top side. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Hellrick loses his life to a Thermidor gang as well. So 1-for-1 across the map, but it's gonna be first Rick, not yet actually. Purple.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
With the never move for Cruise Master, and he picks up the kill on Purple Pickle Pie. Heads up play out of Cruise Master to realize the overstay.
Cruise Master has been on top of his game so far. I've been really impressed. He had a great roam into the bot lane that required a teleport to match. A great roam into the top lane. He's micro-played the fights properly when he's been in bad situations.
Gonna get a small little knock up the Cruise Master, but he realizes his mistake very soon, and he has to fly out there with Silvo. Picks up the rocket kill. Rocket power. Fantastic Nickelodeon show from my childhood. But it's gonna be a Rift Herald now? I mean, T-Dang too, they are just hustling and bustling. To go off what Coffee said in the chat, the hustle. Oh man. So Cruise Master, those rewind the whole way back. Purple Pickle Pie and Develop Milk, not able to pick up first brick there. Purple gets punished for the overstay. His team picks up Dragon, and then Milk gets caught out and it's turned into a Rift Herald? This is huge.
Yeah, these are conditions to play around though. They're not gold advantages yet. It's still only 1,000 gold, which normally you expect the situation to be worse if it's 7-2 in kills if you're Muffin Man.
That's true, but I mean, Glimpse of the Void went over to Thermidor, right? Yeah, it went over to Thermidor. Your carry jungler, 1-0-3. He's already got Blood Razor and Stalker's Blade. Dragon's gonna help out for the late game scenario if they want to take this late and get Jinx and Malphite into position to team fight properly. I mean, and also just momentum-wise and like morale to start off your first match like that.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely in a good place for the mentality, but it could be worse for Muffin Man.
Yeah, oh, I totally agree. It's really now up to Muffin Men to see what they can try to pull off and get themselves back into this game. Coffee goes in with the Malphite on the Purple Pickle Pie. He has parallel convergence. Coffee has to flash out of it. A risk getting stunned, and now Thermidor uses his ult, but he's on the top side. Salvo on a killing spree. They're gonna pick up the kill on the camera in the bot lane. The Bard ult went down, but they're fighting on both sides of the map. Purple's going in on Thermidor. Thermidor gets the kill but they get the tower, and now it's Wang and Thermidor in the heat of battle. Thermidor with a flash out, 1 for 2, and a tower taken.
A first brick only on my land.
Yep.
Can corpses get the first brick split?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think so, by the way that works. Because don't you get experience while you're dead?
I think so. For most
Yeah.
things.
Okay, and then bot lane tower, 350 going over to Salvo in his pocket. So, both tier 1s on the side lanes traded for both teams, but still, TD2, they're still coming out ahead in the kills, in the small skirmishes, they're still coming up a kill ahead each time they happen.
And actually, real quick, I want to talk about first brick, because I know the casters in Game 1 tonight weren't really sure about what's changed, and I know a lot of Baddie League people maybe haven't been keeping up with the pro scene or anything. So I just want to talk about the changes to kill lane swaps. There is now a local bonus, it's like a first blood bonus on the first tower of the game that goes down of 600 gold, in addition to the normal tower gold. So there's a huge advantage to being the first team to take a tower. Also, mid and top lane tier 1 turrets have 50% damage reduction until the 5-minute mark. So what that means on the Baddie League level is that instead of never seeing a lane swap, you're literally never going to see a lane swap anymore. Lane swapping is dead, entirely dead. And first tower is a way more substantial advantage than it ever was in the past, because it gives 2 kills worth of gold that you can essentially put all onto one person, since it's a local gold bonus.
Yep, and a lot of, pro teams, they make the conscious decision a lot of the time who they want to invest that gold on, whether it's their top laner or usually their AD. They'll make a big push, skew the numbers a bit, put 4 into a lane, get the first break, but everyone backs off and lets the AD get the gold. Yeah, very, very good synopsis.
Now you know.
It is, the more you know, right? You and me, I think, could probably both appreciated what lane swaps were. But, I love getting fighting. I love getting through the legends bullshit. It's fun to watch it. It just is.
It is. I didn't want the LCS to be like solo queue. I wanted the LCS to be out, and here it is.
Oh, Respect almost got out of his life, but he did. My Wang's got to pick up that kill. Thermidor with Axe Drinker is popped, and once again he just gets out with no health in true Thermidor fashion. So they only lose 1. But it looks like a jungle invade on the red for Muffin Men. But Muffin Men, they smelled it out and they took care of it quick, picking up a kill for themselves. Dragon's up in 45 seconds, so it's still a long time here. They can start maybe setting up vision, getting the lanes pushed, backing if you have to.
They've at least slowed some bleeding for now. Although, as I say, that coffee's just whittling away at the tower in top lane, so
oh yeah,
on the long
that.
setup,
This
a win
is
for
cool
you technicality.
This is new. I've never seen this one.
I do like that skin. The splash art actually intimidated me a little.
So now, 12, 10 seconds now for this dragon. Coffee just back after getting that tower. He does have teleport up, and I think this is going to buy him enough time to just actually walk all the way down here. So he's going to keep his teleport. Same with purple. Both top laners are just walk down here, ready to fight. This is going to be a huge 5v5. Bardal comes out. Does it lock anyone up? I don't think it did.
That was a bad Bardal. Why would you throw that onto an Ezreal? Ever.
Yeah. Unless you knew Flash and Arcane Shift were down for sure, which is still like, you're timing Arcane Shift. I don't know. That's...
And clearly he wasn't timing Arcane Shift because he Arcane Shifted out.
Yeah, that's a pretty low percentage play. Now they gotta wait out the Bardal, which is one of the bigger ultimates on this team, alongside Malphite ult, for just a pure 5v5 fight. Both teams just looking for an opening, trying to deny vision as much as they can, and hopefully someone oversteps.
I'm not surprised that Muffin Men are trying to contest this so hard. I know Wang, more so than even normal Doc Allers, really values those Infernal decks. and he doesn't do anything he can not to give that up without a fight.
Yeah, and respect to the magical journey, Hellwreck. Yeah, he just pushes out bot lane, a little bit solo here.
Welcome to pre-made, Helric. You can do that shit in solo queue, not in the SBL. That was just an egregious dream there. I don't know how you could possibly think that was going to work. Even in solo queue, that would have been greedy.
Wait, what?
And he gets a kill teleport.
Oh, there hits the go button here. Wait, goes in, Chrono Belts, just trying to deal as much damage as he can because he knew his life was going to end very shortly. Salvo actually went really low there, so that might have turned into a return kill, but
yeah, but
okay,
this
so
is
now they're
probably
gonna
a peak of the burst for Wang at this point in his builds. His builds are going to be much better. The fact that Salvo can survive that without summoners is really good for Salvo.
Okay.
Yeah, Bar's gonna pop you up there just to make sure that Development can't possibly come in and try to contest. Instead of having to pull out and worry about anything getting sketchy with a tunnel, flash, smite, they just say, we're gonna pop the Bard ult, we're gonna spear the dragon.
Yep.
See you in 6 minutes.
Yep, that's a very smart play, actually. I mean, you're not gonna need that Bard ult for any objective push anytime soon.
No, you technicality can, still keep farming this out there. Quickly approaching that massive late game.
I mean, look at these. Some of these scorelines: 2-0-4 Thermidor, 4-0-4 Cruise Master, and a 4-0-3 Salvo on Jinx.
Yo, can we make an agreement right now that if Salvo hard carries this game, not to interview him?
Yeah.
I don't want him to repeat all that stuff I was saying in pregame about what I was going through with that. I already said it. Guys, I already gave you, if you technicality win this game, I already gave you Salvo's game-winning interview.
Alright. Oh, drop! What the slam dunk on the development. See you later. Cruise Master, unstoppable. Ghosties come out. Parallel Convergence and pop. He's gonna go in. 2-man stun. Salvo box inside of him. But purple, he gets turned around and shredded down very quickly. Salvo's gonna go back over himself.
Nice and off on camera.
But he never picks him up on the edge. And Thermidor comes in, kills, takes out Hammer. This is so funny. But look at this 5 members alive still for T-Dang 2.
Salvo still has his ult. Salvo still has his ult, and I'm afraid for Hellrick.
Oh, yeah. Oh! Watch it on the mini-map, but man, that's close.
Are they gonna get 3 towers out of this? That's Jinx.
Oh, yeah. There's no way that can wait for this.
Oh my god.
They're gonna get in him off this. Oh, okay. They're playing it safe. I can.
No, I don't think they could have gotten him. They were missing a lot of cooldowns. It's still fairly early. They're all sitting on a lot of gold, and all of Muffin Men had just spawned. I think that would have been a really bad course.
Yeah. If you do that, though, I think they could have pulled it off. They had Bard ult up. They could have made the conscious decision to trade a couple lives. But
maybe, but they're
yeah.
sitting on they were sitting on 7,000 team gold there. Just back and spend that shit, man. You can go take the in-hit whatever you want.
It is open now, and their team comp is very devastating in an open 5v5. So this is a very large kill lead. You would imagine the goal would be a lot larger than that's the gold lead.
Yeah, no, you kind of would. That's kind of strange. But I want to give a shout out to this dude in Twitch chat. Balls has a chode. I don't know who you are, but I love you, man. Fuck that Balls guy. Tank Cloud9 for a year and a half of sneaky and medios and highest primes, dude.
Yeah.
That guy has a chode.
Yeah, he does.
You know who else has a chode? Devout Milk, dude. If Cruise Master's having this great return to the SBL, Devout Milk, after taking the last split off, has been a gigantic disappointment. He has looked straight up lost this game. Especially up against the reigning MVP Thermidor.
Yeah, it looks really bad. I think that that first failed tower dive, and which really shouldn't have been a tower dive, that he died for. I think that, especially me, like as a jungler, that would have tilted me a little bit and just started throwing the whole group off. When you're jungling, you get into this kind of rhythm where you kind of stop thinking about like, oh, I need to do these camps. You just like you do the camps, and then you show up in the lanes magically at the right time. Yeah, but when something like that happens, it throws off your whole timing, throws off your attitude. I think that's what happened in this game. But you're right, it isn't looking like a good start for Develop Milk on his return.
And one thing that's worth noting, since this game's kind of going poorly, which I guarantee Muffin Men think that they're further down than they are because of that kill score, like we've been talking about. Who do you think shot calls when this team is behind? I mean, I don't even know who shot calls when the games are even or ahead.
Oh, you're talking about Alma. Oh, there we go, coming in. Snare, flash, boom. Fight over. Anyway, continue.
I mean, it's gotta be Wang or one of the rookies that's the shot caller, I'd imagine. And we know Wang's shot calling is really spotty unless he has some really strong voices helping him out. And as far as I know, Helrick and Cameron don't really have serious pre-med experience. I wouldn't be surprised if this team is dead silent in their comp right now.
I know Purple. Purple is definitely not that. And Purple's not the type of guy to shut down completely. He doesn't. I don't think he really gets tilted by a lot. He's a pretty fun guy.
I think Blues got tilted enough for that entire family, man. I'm not surprised that Purple can't.
You're right. I don't know much about Cameron and Helrick, how much they talk or how much they vocalize, but I don't think Wang can sometimes shut down a little bit. But I think this team still has it in them. I think they're still trying to win actively, and I think they're just looking for an opening. But something I want to do note though, and maybe this goes back to what I said about being tilted. Develop Milk, yes, Tracker's Knife, and a Ruby Sight Stone. Just let the viewers think about that for a second.
What's wrong with the Ruby Sight Stone, bro? That's a couple wards, bro. You don't like vision control, bro? Garbage. You know in Korea they drop like 26 wards per minute, bro. What's going up Korea, dude? We're going to the LCS.
Oh my god, that's what I imagine all TSM fans are like. But maybe that's just like random for the user.
No, we don't really have to do much of that because we've been watching winning League of Legends for so long. We picked up a lot of it by osmosis.
Okay, I got you now.
It's like we've taken the holy drug. We've opened our third eyes. We've seen the perfect rotations. Nothing TSM does anymore can pleasantly surprise us because we see these rotations 2 games ahead of time.
Yep.
So
talk about this game. What is? I mean, we were just like talking. What happened in this game?
Fucking Muffin Men got rolled, dude. This is where Monty starts playing hanging on the trick chat. But here comes the Baron. This is the throw. This is the throw, man. This is Muffin Men can engage into that win.
Yeah.
Wang is setting up.
Oh, but he gets taken out before his ult can even stun really anybody there. Purple Picklebot uses his ult to try to deal some damage onto them. They are all relatively low. He has a Jiggy, he's back up, he's trying to pick up the kill, but he doesn't. There's still 5 alive.
Oh, Cameron!
Arcade is in, and he snipes out Shelvo from the fight. That's the one-way carry. He's now out of the fight. Resquek is still alive, but he is running, flashed over the wall. Cameron's gonna flash for it too.
Oh! No with the kill steal.
Oh.
But that might have only been a 2 for 2, but that was really, really big for Muffin Men. They stopped the Baron. They stopped the bleeding.
That's really been a very good fight for them. It really could have been more if Wang actually just survived for like one more tick of that ult.
Yeah,
that would have been huge.
Too far ahead of his team. I actually, just from his positioning, assumed he had Zani's hourglass and thought he was about to destroy that entire team.
Yeah.
Which he does not yet.
Yes. Yeah, and once he does though, then he can make that same play again, and that would be huge for Muffin Men.
Yeah, New Technicality has to be really careful in that Baron pit, just because they're up against the cannon. But obviously Echo, Ezreal, Karma, Rek'Sai are all pretty good champions in the Baron pit too. Like, that New Technicality They can throw it, Baron.
Yeah, and they're going right back to it. They're jungler spot lane though.
Yeah, they're just
I don't
setting
think
up Vision.
Nocturnal goes that far.
No, they're just setting up. They're just denying Vision for now to set up for a later Baron play.
Purple does have his TP up, same with Wang, and same with Coffee, so all teleports are up in this game, but Coffee is actually, he's just roaming around now with the 5-man gank squad for U-Technicality. If they find anyone out though, if they catch just one person, even Hellwreck there on that Karma, it's probably a Baron. Thermidor trying his chances on the 1v1 and Purple respects it and has to flash out. So a flash down on Echo.
You kind of have to respect the 405 Thermidor at this point, right?
Yeah. And I mean, even someone like Echo, I don't know what it says. I think that really just says about how good Thermidor is out there and how fed he is, more than how, I don't know. Bro, I'm just saying Echo is really strong in his own right, so maybe that could have been close.
Yeah, but Nocturne is one of the best dueling junglers in the game. 405, he is currently the same level as Purple Pickle Pie, which ideally, if you're a solo laner, you ain't saying that much.
Cruisemaster hasn't died yet this game. I mean, same with Nerva, but Cruisemaster, look at this item breakpoint. This is up to an hourglass as well, like on top of the Rod of Ages Shoot. Like this Swain hurts, and he's gonna stay alive for a really long time.
Yep. And
I think I understand T-Tank2's team comp now. It's kind of like the same theory behind Juggernaut, in the sense that you have a lot of threat that you put out, and that threat takes aggro away from your hyper carry. Usually you just have like the one guy, or sometimes two support-esque champions on the Kog'Maw. But in this instance, really you only have Bard that's protecting Jinx, but everyone else is in the front line, creating threats, removing it from you, so you can just auto attack for free.
You know, I like this comp a lot. This reminds me of back in like Season 5 TSM, where Wild Turtle was just hot garbage, and they would just put him on Jinx when everyone else was playing Kog'Maw, because their exact reasoning was, no matter what's going wrong, Jinx always has the potential to have one fight that goes slightly right, where she takes it over and pentakills the enemy team, and solo wins the game. And obviously they don't need that in this game, but U-Technicality, I can totally see.
Oh, Thermidor, he's coming back in for the 1v1, and Purple's gonna kite back into parallel convergence, but it doesn't stun Thermidor! Sidesteps the parallel convergence, and now Purple Pickle-Pie, he has to stay and fight. He's flashless against Nocturne, but a fight's happening over on the other side of the map. Wang skirting the edges of the fight, trying to lay down the stun from his kin, but Salvo with a red buff makes the kill onto Wang. He's gonna get excited, looking for more, but not gonna find it. And I guess Purple got out of that 1v1.
Yeah,
Thermidor still has flash though. What the fuck?
I think Purple might have been looking towards his team, but I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen there. But all that
I'm not
happens
gonna rewind because it looks like there's gonna be another fight.
Yeah, this is a Fire Dragon. This is gonna be a big fight. 20 seconds on my Wang spawn. He has a teleport. Thermidor might be getting caught out early here.
No. It looks good, but not a lot of.
That was really big because U-Technicality, they didn't have Thermidor quite in position to start that, and look at that ward right back to Scuttle Crab. But no, actually, Muffin Men didn't want to contest this, or didn't decide to contest this.
No, they're just looking for the steal over the wall, but I mean, it's not many days where you're gonna get that with missing shots or barbecues.
No, and they had such a great teleport in the middle. I guess maybe Slicing Maelstrom might have still been on cooldown.
Yeah, it still is actually. So that's really their one ticket ult they need. Oh, they're standing very still. Okay, never mind. Trevor Sense would have picked that up. They just moved a little bit. Thermidor going in. He's gonna lay down the fear onto Cammer, and Cammer's gonna stay alive. Bardo locks up more members of Muffin Men than you would think, and the fight's gonna look very bad for Muffin Men. My Wing trying to self all that he can, but Cammer actually picked up the kill on Salvo somehow. Cammer's still alive. He has no summoners, but he's still alive. Still going. Bardstone, though, can pick him up. And a 1 for 4 in favor of TD2.
Yep. And now they're gonna go take that open inhibitor.
Yeah.
You know that Bard ult's there? I actually think it might have done more harm than good. Because I think the technicality was, or I think Thermidor was gonna get killed there, but that Bard ult bought his team time to get there and like finish by dividing instead of just him getting picked off to start.
Yeah.
And Cameron was out of that fight.
Yeah, Purple is still chasing here. Thermidor is a little low on health, a little low on mana. Purple, he's flashing, he's going for it. Teleport comes out of playing here, and they're still gonna keep going. Mel Mello's over the wall. They're trying to get the knockup. Hexbreaker is popped. But Thermidor is near the safety of his teammates here. Cover Start goes out. This is the longest chase of Thermidor I've ever seen. And Respect flashes over the wall. He's still alive. Oh my god, Respect, is he gonna make the run around here?
He's Bard, man. Oh.
Damn.
He bought a lot of time here. And his teammates are coming up here. Thermidor is currently in the base, not in ult range for a few steps, so he is home guarding towards it.
He has
this is gonna be really close.
Coffee has Melt Idol Pocket. Gets eaten up by Purple Pickle Pie, and there goes the Ferret. Over to Muffin then.
That was really impressive. I thought that was such a big play that Thermidor survived, which meant that Baron wouldn't happen, but my Wang with a typical team swaying Baron call there, the second there was the slightest window, tells his team to just ignore Respect, go take that Baron. Thermidor won't be ready to rush it, and he calls it right. And that puts Buff and them back into this game. They needed something.
Yep. It's gonna allow their relatively low wave clear composition to push up these lanes. And man, look at those huge waves that they're gonna eat up with gold and XP. For Purple in the top lane, Cameron's gonna play it a little safe here. He's just gonna wait for the wave to come to him, but he's gonna get all this juicy gold and XP. You're right. This is gonna be a pretty good swing back into things from Muffin then here. And, do they see this? Bard, Respect? No. Thermidor comes in. There goes down onto Hellwreck actually, but he was going for the Hammer with the auto attacks. Bard Q lands on the Hammer, but he'll sustain that back up with Blade of the Rune King.
Is this the closest gold that's ever been in a 22-7 game?
Yes, I think so.
I know we've been saying that a lot, but
it's 4 dragons to 0 too. Let's see what kind of dragons they have here.
was it 2 waters,
they have 2
a
infernals,
fire?
a mountain, and an ocean. Yeah.
Pretty good
The
mix
next
of 4 dragons.
The next dragon is the Elder Dragon. Do you think TD2? I mean, earlier we were talking about how them going for Baron that opened them up to a potential throw. Do you think they're gonna try to go for Elder Dragon and throw there?
I mean, at some point they gotta fight. They have to fight for some objective. Like, it's gotta either be Baron or the Elder Dragon, most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the goal is close, and those 2 Infernal Dragons count for a lot. So, let's not ignore those. They're definitely in a better place than just 3k ahead, but I really feel like if those weren't Infernal Dragons this game, we would be kind of worried for you technicality.
Yeah. Ooh, Purple's going in, and I think he's reached the Echo Zone where Echo can basically just do whatever he wants and use E when it's up and just phase dive in and basically do whatever. He has a GA, he has a Visage. He's working on Sunfire here?
It could be a lot of things.
Oh, Dead Man's Blade. I think that's what he's going
That sounds like a terrible item.
Yep. And so he's able to really be the front line that his team needs. Camber is still, he's getting targeted out so well by TD2, but a lot of the times he's using both summoners, but still staying alive and still arcane shifting and still slowing down and speeding up, and he just stays alive on the the edges of the fight, and Thermidor's fully committed, so it allows the rest of his team to try to take out Salvo, or at least survive something from Cruise Master. I don't know. I feel like Cruise Master should be going off in these fights, but
He's 7-0-11. He's got the highest kill participation on his team. I mean,
I know, but I just feel like those are a lot from not his own creation, the plays.
that's all Swain does. He takes other people's credit. Swain is like
Swain Batting League, everybody.
I should just send us the Swain champion information to one of your professors, and you'll get flagged for plagiarism because that's what he does, dude.
Oh, get out of there! Praise Seeker.
And so all this kind of dancing around has stalled out the inhibitor respawn for Muffin Men. So they're going to be under a lot less pressure here, which is really good for them with both major objectives in play. But so maybe an opportune backing in. Oh, Elder started a lucky call on technicality. He didn't know that the recalls were going through there.
Whoa. This, oh man.
It's
a huge
fast.
gap in vision. Okay.
I feel like that's the least vision we will ever see somebody do an Elder Dragon with.
The least what?
The least vision we'll ever see somebody take an Elder Dragon with.
Yeah.
But man, this is going to be dangerous because now they've got the Elder Double Infernal, Elder 4 Dragon Baron,
Yep.
Elder Earth once they go to Baron.
Holy shit, dude. Salvo is gonna tear the team apart. Okay. And this is the first pause of season 8, folks.
Yeah, I'm guessing Muffin Men's probably confused. They might not have known that after 35 minutes, different dragon spawns, and they're trying to figure out what this buff does.
They're frantically searching LOL Wiki. Like, okay, Elder Drake, okay, so it amplifies all the drinks you took beforehand. No!
We had like a 10-15 minute argument once about whether Elder doubled buffs or 1.5 times buffs, and that was surprisingly difficult to find on the internet.
What is it?
I think it's 1.5.
Yeah, I think it's 1.5 too. It's like it's intuition to think double, but I think it was double at one point maybe, and it's nerfed or.
That's what I want to say because I
Yeah.
don't think I could be like so wrong that I was never right.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we see the inhibitor taken, and now New Technicality is going to try to ride in this gigantic creep wave. Thermidor doing some nice zoning here. This should be an easy tower. He's zoned enough to buy time, and Salvo's going to just destroy that tower with Jinx.
Oh yeah, there's no thing to do. I mean, this is offering like so much threat. There's nothing Muffin can do. They cannot walk into the game, especially with a mini wave like that. But even just the Elder Dragon Buffalo, you have to give all of this stuff up. You have to just wait out the 2 minutes of destruction.
Yeah, they probably do. If they were going to go for a fight there, they needed to set up a board in their red side jungle before that tier 2 went down, and just go for like a double teleport home guard play onto the flank line.
Yeah, you have a long lane to do it. There's a lot of they have to run back really far, and Echo and Kennen can really close the gap.
But that would have been an all or nothing play, which would have been really scary versus this team of Elder.
Yep. And it's almost up though, so they've done their due diligence. They surrendered the right objectives without fighting, and I don't think it's gonna wear off very soon. Probably by the time this wave gets here, it's gonna be off.
I actually think that New Technicality should have gone to Baron after they took a minute in him. But that's a big model.
Oh yeah, that's gonna lock up Wang. Malphite also solely just on Kennen to take him out before he can use any of his abilities. Try to turn the tide of the fight, and they're just going all in. Papa gets taken out by Purple, and Hammer, he's still alive, he's still kind of tiny, but he's gonna get caught up by the Never movement. Thermidor is gonna pick up that kill, and he's gonna feel good about it because that's gonna be the win. Going over TD2, the U Technicality.
You don't believe
45
in
minutes
this about
long.
Melton Power Rack, you man?
Yeah. Alright, yeah.
It's all Ogre now.
Yep. TD2 picking up their first win of the season over Muffin.
Yeah, and despite how close Gold was for most of that game, it never felt like U Technicality weren't in control of that game.
Yep.
So I'm thinking it would be best to bring in the MVP for TD2, the U Technicality, and see if my Wang would like to talk. But I think that might be in bad taste, so why don't we bring in Cruise Master?
Yeah.
So let's check that real quick. To those of you maybe that played on U Technicality, if you're wondering why we didn't bring Salvo in here, don't worry. I actually gave Salvo's MVP interview. I think it was before the game started. So if you watch your VOD, you'll be able to hear what Salvo had to say.
Yeah.
So, Cruise Master.
Hey, welcome and congrats.
Hello. Is this the part where you ask questions?
Yeah. We're working on it.
Okay, so Cruz, do you think you were important in that win?
I feel like I could stand there and help my team.
Okay.
So would you say you plagiarized other people's plays to take kills?
Yes.
Alright,
There you
bring
have
them
it,
in,
folks.
boys. Take the credits away. Put them in jail.
It's all in with Sasquatch.
So actually, I would like to talk about shot calling on your team. Is it all Sasquatch?
It's for Sasquatch, like, micromanaging everyone, with Salvo putting in his comment, which is really useful. Like, Salvo has the rotation bit down, like, Coffee, go top, match him when he passes the river. After that, just sort of follow him around the map. Coffee, your teleport's down, you're with us. Thermidor, you're up there. Etc., etc. So it's a mix of those two, I'd say, with the rest of us putting in information, call-outs whenever we see someone out of the place.
You know what? If Double Lift can become a shot caller, why can't Salvo? That's where I'm at with this.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, probably surprising for a lot of folks to hear. It makes him that much more of a threat, really. As far as the draft goes, just our initial impressions on Champ Select, it looked wonky. It looked like your team comp was trying to do a lot of things at once, but I think as the game went on, we slowly understood what its win condition was. Was this sort of a pre-planned idea for the composition, like, hey, we want this composition to do this, or was this all just comfort and based on what they picked?
It's a lot of comfort picks. Obviously, Salvo and Jinx is that. Allowing Salvo to have a bard support was another thing. Coffee was glad he got a ban. That was really a boost to his confidence, I think.
Okay, that's Shen ban because that's what he's been practicing, right?
Yeah. This was mostly comfort picks going in, thinking we were expecting Purple Pickle Pie not to be here.
Oh wait, what the fuck? You're right. This guy was supposed to be out the first 2 weeks.
That's what we thought too.
Yeah, I just realized that now.
Yeah, there was apparently a last-minute change of plans with him that was kept. He found out he's going to be able to, I believe, play on like a shitty laptop while he was traveling for work or something. I'm not 100% sure on the details if those are right or not, but I don't think Purple Pickle Pie is actually going to be missing any time.
That's news to us.
Is Swain a comfort pick for you?
I liked Swain way back before his change, and I always liked his playstyle of dot and sort of tanky kiter that heals a lot. I always liked his kit. It was just that early game, and his mana costs and sustain.
Okay.
Mostly just because he's strong right now.
Yeah, he really is. He still has an incredibly high win rate, especially in mid lane. Yeah, I mean, there was like that time, when Swain and Vlad, they just got buffs. I think it was at the mid season mage update. That's when he was really big, and he was played a lot. But then popularity went down, but win rate didn't. And so yeah, it's very strong still. And you really, I mean, talk about the 1v2 turnaround. Did that make you feel good?
Right at that first gank?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Wang would have taken a little more from that last tower shot, because he almost died there too.
Yeah, that you're
But-
right, it could have been a double kill.
But that first blood was really a boost for the entire team, I think.
Yeah.
Because that gave me blue buff, it took it off the jungler, and allowed Thermidor to help like roam around the jungle without worries.
Very cool. Swift, you got any last questions here?
No, that was a really solid game. You guys looked in control for basically the entirety of it. God bless Kappa Pride, Cruz, our Lord and Master Kappa Pride.
I don't know if you see too much of that, Chris, but you're
I
getting a lot
have.
of love.
A lot of
You're
love.
getting. This is the most and best spam I've ever seen in SBL.
I actually can't scroll up past the Cruz, our
I
Lord
can't-
and
no, yeah,
Masters.
you're right. Wow, beautiful. But yeah,
Beautiful.
congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And good luck next week. And that'll do it for week 1, guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back here on this channel playing the same video game, the same night, the same time next week. Might even be the same guys. I hope we're offline now.